Paco Park was supposedly the municipal cemetery for wealthy Spanish families during the Spanish colonization period. The dead's remains were buried in the cemetery located in the district of Dilao, the former name for Paco. Behind 2 layers of stone walls in the middle of bustling Manila, is a quiet cemetery dating back to the days of Spanish rule. Built in 1807, Paco Park was originally designed to be a final resting place for the colonial elite. The inner walls of the circular garden still houses the marble crypt makers that their family names. The cemetery was later expanded in 1822, to accommodate victims of the city's devastating cholera outbreak. With a second wall, built to enclose the newer graves. Yet the cemetery's most famous residents were buried inconspicuously in unmarked graves. Their names never immortalized on either of the cemetery walls. The Paco Park is a recreational garden and was once Manila's municipal cemetery built by the Dominicans during the Spanish colonial period. The top of the walls were then made into pathways for promenades. A small, dome Roman Catholic chapel was also built inside the walls of the park and was dedicated to St. Pancratius. On February 17, 1872, the Spanish executed 3 Filipino priests, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, known collectively as Gomburza, for allegedly inciting a mutiny against the colonial government. The 3 priests, branded as traitors and killed, were buried together in an unmarked grave in Paco Park Cemetery. Though the mutiny failed, the murders of Gomburza contributed to the awakening of a Philippine national consciousness. Historical marker installed by the National Historical Institute for the Gomburza priest marking their initial burial site in Paco Park Cemetery. In 1859, Governor Fernando Norzagaray y Escudero proposed the extension of the cemetery to approximately 4,500 square yards, enclosing the original plan with another circular wall.
For the amount of 19,700 pesos, a Chinese builder won the bid to build the outer portion of the cemetery. At that time, the niches cost 20 pesos for the 3 years, which was subject to renewals as no one was granted privilege to own the niches in perpetuity. In 1896, Philippine national hero Jose P. Rizal was executed by the Spanish for his presumed involvement in the Philippine Revolution. His second book, El Filibusterismo, which addressed the theme of Spanish corruption and repression in the island, was dedicated to Gomburza. Like the 3 martyred priests, Rizal's body was buried in an unmarked grave between the 2 walls of Paco Park Cemetery. When Rizal's sister discovered his grave, they bribed the guards to mark it with RPJ, his initials in reverse, to hide the spot from the Spanish. At the back of the chapel, there's a cemetery for the stillborn. This part of the park were actually buried stillborn, the sad thought that they didn't live a good, long life and didn't experience the mundane world. The public learned more about the park's history while roaming with a paranormal researcher. Aplar recalls that the Spiritista detected the presence of a Guardia Civil. In the children's burial site, she felt the energy of kids running around. The cemetery was transformed into a recreational public park under the NPDC in 1966 during President Diosdado Macapagal's term. By the 70s, First Lady Imelda Marcos spearheaded the beautification of the park by commissioning national artist for architecture Ildefonso Santos. For so long, the park was merely a functional design of a double ring of 4-meter walls with sections for adults, children and toddlers, an arched gateway, St. Pancratius Chapel and the grounds.
Like and subscribe. And watch more catching videos, of all the best eye-catching view has to offer. Thanks for watching.